Presiding Officer, and thank you to Patrick Harvey for making us all stay late. No, seriously, thank you for securing this important debate on the future of Glasgow's bus services. The issues raised in his motion impact my constituents in Central Scotland too, and I know that members right across the chamber are passionate about improving bus services in our communities, as we've heard in the thoughtful speeches tonight, even though I think people are a little bit on the tired side this evening. But I hope for the Minister that he feels energised hearing that colleagues, regardless of party or where we sit in the chamber, do feel very strongly and want to work together on solutions. No one wants to live in a bus desert. I know that Graham Simpson has disappeared from the screen, but he did highlight that very real concern that many of us have, and it is becoming a reality for too many communities. And bus desert has appeared in the official report now in Parliament too many times for my liking. As a member of the Net Zero Energy and Transport Committee, I'm keenly aware of both the challenges and opportunities facing decision makers, and I want to join colleagues in paying tribute to Get Glasgow Moving for the Better Buses for Strathclyde campaign, which is supported by more than 12,000 people across the region and counting. And to thank Ellie Harrison and all the volunteer campaigns, because they do this in their own time, and I'm sure at times it is very stressful and tiring, but that lived experience is so valuable. Mark Ruskell and others have addressed some of the challenges around the franchising process and some of the barriers that have been raised, but I think as colleagues who have talked about bus services and routes that they care about, including Bob Doris, but Claire Hawkey and other colleagues have mentioned the 65 route, which is operated by First Bus at the moment, and it just makes me think back to the experience we had in Hamilton with the X1 bus service, which I know the Minister and other colleagues have heard me talk about a lot. And again, with First Bus, there was a real lack of consultation, a lack of transparency and accountability, and a lack of responsibility to what is in the public interest. So I know through community efforts, people didn't give up around the X1. And I want to pay tribute to GMB Travel, who are a small operator, but they did see the opportunity, they did see the public's demand and need for that service, and an X1 service has been resurrected. We now have a fast route again through Hamilton into town centre and into Glasgow city centre. But it shouldn't just take a bit of luck and hard work from communities, and not everyone has that capacity and that resilience. So all these... Yes, of course.
Very briefly, Paul Sweeney.
As a former urban planner, my colleague will get this, that the ability to join up rail services, subway services and bus services really undermines how the whole system can operate efficiently, and that's part of the problem.
Monica Lennon.
Absolutely, we need to have a spatial approach, we need to have a joined-up approach. I think the political will is here on MSP benches. We need the government to really step up, because as we've heard from Get Glasgow Moving, and well, the Minister shakes his head, and I'm happy to... You're not intervening. We've seen the contrast in England, where the Chancellor has announced, I think, more than 15 billion to transform public transport in those regions that are committed to bus franchising. There is a real danger that Scotland is going to lag behind. So it's really great that we have communities backed by their MSPs and MPs, such as the one in Rutherglen with the 65. I know that as well as Michael Shanks with his petition, there's John Grady in Glasgow East. And it's great we can work cross-party, but we do need that leadership from the Scottish Government. As others have made, it is about the social justice aspect, the environmental issues and the economy. So this can be a win-win-win. We can get this right for Scotland's people, environment and economy. And in my final seconds, Presiding Officer, just to say, I hope the Minister will address the very important issue about school transport as well. Thank you.
Thank you.